Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and we're online this morning. It's Monday, May 11th for a Charter Moms chat, and the theme this week is Learn Everywhere. We have a blog post we're going to publish tomorrow, sharing kind of my thoughts about basically, even though schools are closed, the campuses are closed, right? And we've been doing distance learning, but I think some of the most important lessons our kids can learn during times like these are things that we do together as a family, and the kind of the invitations to play that we set up for them, the life skills that we can teach them, kind of the projects that we can lead them to do. So that's going to be the theme this week. It's a good, I think it's a good transition to preparing for summer, because the distance learning stuff is going to wind up. I mean, depending on what your kid's school year is like, but most schools will be out by the end of May. But it's not looking like we're going to have summer camps in the traditional sense, and so some of the museums are starting to reopen. But we may be looking more for outdoor activities, or just ways to continue doing social distancing during the summer. So the theme of the week is Learn Everywhere, and I'm going to talk about activities and projects and places that are open. We have a guest coming up on Friday, a senior, graduating senior. She's valedictorian at Brooks Collegiate Academy, so she's going to talk about her experience as a senior. So that's the one. I'm just really happy to have her as a guest and to talk about, so we can show compassion for what the class of 2020 is going through. But most of the shows this week are going to be me talking about on the theme of Learn Everywhere, and you'll see that hashtag popping up in some of our feeds. So it's a partnership with an initiative called Yes Every Kid, and they have a great website about Learn Everywhere, and they also have a Facebook group. And of course, in the San Antonio Charter Moms discussion group, which I hope you're already a member. If not, please join right now. Most of, traditionally our purpose has been helping families to find the schools that are right for their kids, and we still want to do that, especially as we start to compare, how different schools are handling distance learning and what the kind of remobilization of schools this fall is going to look like. So we're still there to help you to choose among schools, but we have a special calling in these times to help you find ways to keep your kids learning. And so there's lots of resources and tips. One special note I want to share, I shared in the page and on the group this morning, the Archbishop is going to be flying in a classic 1942 bright yellow airplane operated by the Commemorative Air Force. And so from about 2 p.m. this afternoon, they posted the itinerary on the Facebook page for the Archdiocese, and we shared it in the group and on the page. So the Archbishop is going to be offering blessings to the city during the time of coronavirus from an airplane. And I mean, what a wonderful gesture, and what a way to lift our spirits. So he's planning to fly over a whole bunch of hospitals, universities, schools, churches. The bells will be ringing. So if you're wondering what the commotion is, so in our neighborhood, the closest spot to us, around 2:30 p.m., he's going to be flying over Incarnate Word, and that's kind of in our part of town. So we're going to try to go see if we can catch a sight of a bright yellow airplane. But so he'll be starting at Stinson Field. And anyway, check the Facebook page. We've shared what the itinerary is, and just something to lift our spirits and to recognize the really important contributions that our frontline workers, the healthcare workers, are providing during this time, because they're the ones who are keeping us safe from the virus. Right? As much as you can, try to avoid getting sick. But if you do get sick, it's the healthcare workers who are keeping us safe. And, thank you to the Archbishop for this, and the Commemorative Air Force for doing this gesture today. So anyway, that'll be this afternoon. I just wanted to share a fun thing to lift your spirits. Now, the plan is on Wednesday, the Air Force Thunderbirds will be flying over San Antonio, and then later over Austin. But that may get postponed for weather, because it's supposed to rain. It already got postponed. So anyway, that's tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, but we'll see what the weather's like. Becca says hi. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to get to the real topic today, and then I need to wind up quickly because I'm actually going to the doctor's office to get my checkup. Thankfully, the doctor's offices and orthodontist offices and dentist office are reopening, and I feel pretty safe going there because they already know how to prevent the spread of germs. They've already been wearing masks and stuff like that. So, but the main topic today is about the San Antonio Botanical Garden, which reopened about a little over a week ago on their 40th anniversary, I think. But they my family made it out on Sunday morning on Mother's Day, so that was kind of my Mother's Day treat. With well, also my kids brought me a card and some flowers. I think Dad helped them, but actually, wait here. I got the flowers right here. These are my Mother's Day flowers, guys. It felt really special. Okay, but we saw lots of flowers at the San Antonio Botanical Garden. So I just want to offer some tips about how to visit because it is open. Oh, hey, Kenneth says hi. Yes, yeah, Kenneth is yes, Kenneth is a great music teacher. So hello, Kenneth, and they've been offering tele lessons. Okay, so here I have here's my map of the Botanical Garden. I've mentioned our map wall at home. This is our Texas map, but we actually have a map wall in the kind of the kitchen where we put up maps of places we like to visit because I'm a very visual person, and so seeing more maps it helps you just remember the layout of things. And then the other day I took down some maps of places that were closed because it was just bugging me out to like see the maps and think, oh, I wish I could go there, maybe someday again. And so the plan is that we will keep putting up maps again as places reopen and we're able to visit. So I snagged a Botanical Garden map on Sunday, and we're going to stick that up on the wall after I use it as a visual aid talking to you guys. So what's the lowdown? Okay, so definitely get advanced reservations. They have that through the website. They are limiting how many people come at a certain time, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is a really large park, but it's safer if it's not crowded. So I mean, they're asking once you're there, stay 6 feet apart from other groups. They recommend wearing a mask. They can't require it, but a lot of people were wearing masks. Not everyone. Let's see. So we went right when they opened at 9 a.m. on Sunday. I found out that they have member hour. So if you're a member of the Botanical Garden, you don't have to get an advance ticket. You just bring your membership card or a picture ID, and you can show up at 8 a.m. and get access to the garden. So that's probably what we'll do next time, especially as things heat up. The best time to enjoy the garden is when it's a little cooler outside. So, okay, so yes, so go online, get advance tickets. They give you, when you buy your tickets, you get, you can print it out and it has a barcode on it, and then they can scan the barcodes that way. So that way it kind of, you're not, handling like, cash or credit cards or things like that at the gate. So we had our printout. We drove up to the garden. We slid the paper with the barcode through the window. They scanned it. We did buy some fish food. They still have for $1 each, you can buy a little like snack size bag of fish food. And then if you go to one of our favorite places is the East Texas area. There's a pond and there's a lot of, they have pine trees, and there's a swing where you can sit and look out over the park. And there's let's see. Well, there's a cabin that they relocated from East Texas. It's a historic cabin. It looks out over the pond, and there's some steps with railroad ties, and some steps that lead down to the edge of the pond. And that's a great place to throw the fish food out. So my daughter counted 16 red-eared slider turtles yesterday, because once you start feeding, then like first the fish come out, right, and then the turtles come out, and then the ducks come, and it seems like all the disturbance in the water, like it telegraphs through the whole lake, like, hey, something's going on, right? Then more and more wildlife shows up. So by the end, she counted 16 turtles coming to get the fish food. So that's one of our favorite rituals. And no, it's interesting. There's a little trail that loops around the pond, and they have signs up saying that is a one-way trail. So you have to, when you get to that loop, you have to turn right. And I think that's to kind of minimize people having to pass each other, because the trail is only about maybe 4 feet wide. So, you wouldn't want to like linger too close to any other groups in that area. So Becca asked, bathrooms aren't open. That is true. I drank a fair amount of tea yesterday morning, and halfway through I was like, I could use a bathroom break. So we checked the bathrooms by, let's see, there's another historic building called the Auld House. And it has a little patio and some wildflowers out front. Anyway, so we stopped by there. Bathrooms were locked. So in some ways, yeah. So I'd say use the bathroom at home before you get there. Don't drink too much water before you get there. Maybe bring a water bottle. The drinking fountains are closed. So there was pink tape wrapped around the drinking fountains. There's just signs. So you cannot bring in any outside food or drink, but you can bring a refillable water bottle with you. So yeah, I'd say if you especially if you go in the heat of the day, bring a water bottle with you. Drinking fountains are closed, bathrooms are closed. So I would say, and don't try to bring snacks or a picnic. So your best bet is just to plan a short visit, especially if you have young children, because they go to the bathroom pretty often. Shoot for it. We were there probably about an hour and a half, and that was, we got a good walk in. It was, but yeah. So no picnics. Don't plan a long visit because the bathrooms are closed. So yeah, good tip, Becca. And for very young children, it may just not make sense because you can tell them, go to the bathroom. I don't need to go to the bathroom. Well, please try. I tried. And then 5 minutes later, I need to go to the bathroom. We've all been there. Yep. Yeah. They just don't know their bodies well enough yet. It takes time. So, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, it was just, another thing that was closed was the display garden. So that, like in the conservatories, the display garden is the conservatory that is air conditioned. So if you've ever been there, you know the one I'm talking about. But it's a really beautiful one. It has orchids and bromeliads and carnivorous plants and just all kinds of things. Well, that one was closed. But we did not enter any of the other conservatories like the palms or the cacti or the ferns, but we could see the doors were open. We were kind of up, so we walked to the overlook and to the children's vegetable garden and kind of looked down into the courtyard where the conservatories are, and we could see that the other conservatories were open, just not the display garden. So, April says we used to keep a portable potty with us. Yeah. Yeah, having one in the car might, that might not be a bad idea. Also, there are campers and hikers know about the relief kits. There's things for women that, anyway. Maybe we'll take that offline. PM me if you have questions about what women hikers take with them in the woods. So, let's see, what else do we? Oh, so speaking of the children's vegetable garden, so it is planted with vegetables, but one of the things that kind of broke my heart was that there's no gardening class happening right now. So the staff have planted it. There's squash and tomatoes and beans and things like that are growing up, but they're not able to invite families. So that's one of the really great programs that they have at the Botanical Garden is typically what you do is either fall or spring, and you sign up for that many Saturdays. I don't know, maybe a dozen or 15 or so Saturdays in a row, and you go every week, and then the master gardeners teach you how to raise a vegetable garden. And there's a contest, so he's got the biggest tomatoes and things like that. But that it's kind of like joining a community garden for a while, where you get that mentorship to help you build a vegetable garden. I think these days a lot of people are building gardens in their backyard, maybe getting support on Facebook groups or from neighbors. And I just wish that, yeah, it's a shame that particular program at the Botanical Garden is not up and running. Because during most of the time, they have a great educational staff, and they're hosting field trips, and they're my daughter still has a terrarium that she built like a year and a half ago on a field trip at the Botanical Garden. I mean, they do wonderful education programs. They have stuff for toddlers and up through, like cooking classes and things like that. That stuff is all still kind of on hold. But okay. Oh no, we didn't make it to the family adventure garden part. The garden's really big, and we were a little concerned that that area might be more crowded. So we headed towards the kind of the backwoods part of the garden. I've heard from folks who've been to the family adventure garden that the river, the No Name Creek, is turned off. So that's there aren't. It's a shame because splash pads and things like that are a really great way to cool off in the summer. But I understand for safety concerns, they might not want young children to congregate or interact with each other in an environment like that. So until they find out more about safety. I know in the past we've come put the kids in their swim clothes and bring the flip-flops and a bucket and a towel and a change of clothes and, make a day of it in the No Name Creek. But that's not operational right now. So let's see, the gift store is open. Masks are required in the gift shop, and they have a limit on how many people can enter the gift shop at a certain time. They do have the plant sales going, so you can buy like native plants, and that helps support the garden. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we bought fish food. We went to the pond. Okay. So the giant Adirondack chairs that are like twice normal size, they're there. They're at the amphitheater area. It's what used to be the old reservoir. So there's 4 of them. They're huge. It is a classic San Antonio photo op, in my opinion, and they are now painted hot pink, like the signature color of the Botanical Garden. So that was one of the highlights of our visit, was getting some, taking some family pictures on the gigantic pink chairs. It's just really, you can pile a whole bunch of people into one chair and get a really cute picture. So that's a recommended photo op. One thing we noticed when we went up the overlook was just how clear the sky is. I wasn't aware that I've seen friends post pictures of like in Los Angeles or other cities that are known for air pollution, that because people are driving less, and manufacturing has slowed down, that the air is just so much clearer. And I was just struck. It was like a clear and kind of breezy, low humidity day, but it was just crystal clear to see. We could see everything we saw the Tower of the Americas, we saw the Central Library, all kinds of landmarks downtown. We could see Trinity University, up towards Loop 410, up towards the medical center. It was incredibly clear from the overlook. So, I'm trying to think. Any other things you need to know about the Botanical Garden? Just advance reservations. If you're a member, you can go extra early, which is awesome. This is a great time to get a membership. Plan bring water bottles with you, but go to the bathroom at home, and plan kind of a short visit, maybe no more than 2 hours, because the bathrooms are still closed. Don't bring a picnic. Don't bring swim clothes. Bring your camera. Grab a map and walk all over the garden, and just really enjoy spring. There are some of the wildflowers are kind of past their peak, and I was kind of sad to see that we missed some of the best moments. But there are amazing things blooming right now, right? Like, so these giant cone flowers. There's crinum lilies, just tons of lilies in bloom. Like salvia. The roses are starting to bloom. So yeah, there's, especially, I'd say the old-fashioned garden was really one of the highlights. And the fact that like everything's open now. There's been construction going on at the garden for years, and they wrapped it up. And I hope that sooner or later they get to have their big unveiling and their big kickoff, because they have some beautiful event space. There's a beautiful lawn. They've restored the fountain. The Kumamoto the Japanese garden, right from the sister city, that's open, and I have never seen it look as good as it does now. I know that foot traffic causes a little wear and tear on that grass, and they had a couple months to let the grass really regenerate. So yeah, it's a great time to visit the Botanical Garden. Get a membership or get some advance tickets, and that's the theme of the week, is learn everywhere. The Botanical Garden is a great place to learn. Kids can learn about plants and see some wildlife, see some birds. And we'll have more topics like that this week. So keep tuning in around 9 a.m. Take care, y'all. Bye.